Ho ho ho! Big Shannon is about to get the upgrades. Bienvenidos al canal Tacuaches. It is time to start working on Big Shannon. And if you don't know who Big Shannon is, I just got another truck from auction. It's gonna be called Big Shannon until I can come up with a better name for that thing. So underneath the cluster actually had the inspector's name, which was Shannon. So we're calling the truck Big Shannon. Luckily for me, we already have a lot of parts that we're gonna throw on Big Shannon in this video. We're gonna do nothing but lighting, and hopefully later on we do even more lighting because Baja trucks have a lot of lighting. There you go. They have a lot of lighting. Gosh, I'm stuttering today, but yeah, we're gonna throw a whole bunch of light parts on that thing, and we're gonna buy more, but we're gonna get started with lighting. Number one, we're gonna throw these Amazon special lights that came off my other truck, and we're gonna replace the crusty ones on the truck currently. Two, we're gonna install the street cluster. This thing is brighter than my future, and we're gonna toss it on the truck as well. And three, we're gonna toss fog lights on the truck. This already has brackets and everything, so this thing is going to get a major lighting upgrade. If we're gonna take it out to the trails and take it off-roading, number one thing I wanna do is be able to see. So right now those lights on that truck are completely toast, and we're gonna replace everything with brand new parts. So hopefully you're excited. Let's go to the truck, let's get started. Baja build starts today. Currently, this is what Big Shannon looks like, nothing crazy. The number one thing that I'm very excited for is the fact that we're gonna add a transmission temperature gauge to this truck because currently it doesn't have one. That empty slot right there was for a temperature gauge, but Chevy only put that on their higher end models, and we're gonna be adding it to our lower end model truck, which is going to be amazing. As you can see, the new cluster actually has a temperature gauge on the left side, while this one doesn't. And yeah, it's plug and play, which is super cool. I got this specific one from Street Clusters. Let's throw it on. Step one, you actually have to lower the steering wheel. So there's like a little button here. If you press it, it lifts it. If you press it and pull it down, you lock it in place. So lower it as much as you can. Next, put the lever all the way to the bottom, like so it doesn't get in the way. And now you should be able to pull your little bezel out, like so. There we go. That is the hardest part, and it's super simple. There he goes. And yes, as you can see, this car or this truck's name is Shannon. not Shannon. I hate that name. Luckily, with everything Chevy from the early 2000s, it's super easy to remove this cluster. We have a couple 7mm bolts holding it, one here in the bottom, one here on the top, one right here on this other side, and one on top. So you have 4 7s holding this whole cluster together. Super easy. Let's take it off.
1, 2, and last one, 4. That is it.
And in the back of the cluster, you simply have one plug holding the whole thing together. You just kind of push it in. After a little fighting, the old cluster is now completely off. This thing is very crusty. And now if we do a comparison of the before and after, this one clearly has the temperature gauge on the left. This one doesn't. All the little lines or the indicators are white. They're orange over here. And the temperature low and the temperature high, or the high and low, are red. These are orange. So now let's toss this one back in place, and it should be plug and play. New cluster is looking so freaking insane. Now let's simply tighten everything, do it in the opposite order. So we just got to tighten the same bolts. This is plug and play. Don't go crazy, just tighten them. Dude, I'm so freaking excited. Lastly, we simply clip the bezel back in place. Dude, that is gonna look fire. Now let's toss some brand new headlights on the cateye. We have these from my old build, and we're gonna replace those crusty ones. I already kind of got started, so I'm gonna show you how easy it is to throw Amazon or eBay lights on your cateye. It's actually super simple, and like, I don't think it could get any easier, so let's throw them on. I'm actually replacing these OEM headlights because 1, they're hazy, 2, they're cracking, 3, they have humidity inside, and 4, none of the bulbs actually work. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna replace these or remove them and install the new ones. To actually remove the headlights on a Silverado is super simple. You're gonna see this little, whatever you wanna call this, piece of metal. You pull it back, like so. The shroud can sometimes get in the way. You kind of just have to maneuver it out, like so. You pull this back. That is it. Super simple, less than 2 minutes. We now have brand new headlights. Let's toss the bottom one. Let's wire everything in, and dude, this truck is already looking 100 times better. Holy snap, that looks so sick. Now let's close the hood. That is absolutely beautiful. This thing looks 100 times better. Holy smokes, look at that. I just got a call from Advance Auto, and it turns out that the battery on the Silverado is actually bad, so we're gonna go buy a new one. I wanna move that out of my mom's place and onto my place. So let's go to Advance, let's buy a battery, and let's get this thing running again. Let's toss a new battery in, and this thing should be running and driving once again. Now I can actually show you the brand new cluster. Check this out. Whoa, dude, that is insane. Holy difference, man. That is freaking beautiful. Please, there you go, dude. That looks so simple, so clean. I love it. Now let's turn this on and let's see if it still turns on. I mean, it should because it ran perfectly fine, but there we go. Yeah, buddy. This thing looks incredible. Look at that. I can turn it off or turn it all the way up. That looks absolutely beautiful. And before we continue building the truck, I kind of want to come out here to the middle of nowhere, and we're gonna take pictures so I can remember what this thing looks like now, and I can look at it later and be like, wow, what a transformation. So I have my phone out up here, and I'm gonna take photos of this and just to remember what it looks like, because I like doing like the befores and afters. Okay, let's go to the back. Dude, all these tool cases are missing the locks. So anytime I drive, this is what it looks like. Now for the best part, we're actually going to be throwing some ditch lights onto the Silverado. These are actually pods, and these specific pods actually come with a bracket. I was gifted this kit for the Silverado, and we're gonna throw them on. These brackets actually connect or attach to your hood. Let me show you how. So you're gonna loosen 2 of the actual hood bolts. This slides underneath it, and once you loosen them up, you should be able to slide the bracket inside, and then you'll have a little bracket for your pods. It's gonna look sick. Once you slide the bracket into place like so, you can simply tighten it, and that's it. So this is super easy. Now we have the bracket for the pod right there, and we're just gonna tighten this and then install the pod. And now if we close the hood, we should have the brackets for our pods. Dude, that is so sick. That is fire. Let's throw the pods on. Dude, that is fire. It's looking more and more like an off-roader. That's the look we're going for. The lights are finally installed. All we have to do is wire everything together, which is perfectly easy because it's plug and play. It comes with a relay kit, dude. Yeah, yeah. Shannon, big body Shannon is looking so fire. And now for the most satisfying part. Ugh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I just know someone's gonna ask, and yes, this actually clears. It doesn't hit anything. It doesn't hit your windshield, not even close. That other side hits an antenna just a tad bit, but nothing crazy. So now let's connect the harness or the relay harness, and let's plug everything back together. So super close. We now have everything wired up. The last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shove all the wiring underneath this cowl right here. I removed the bolts. It's loose. We're gonna run it underneath to the other side. Run the button inside the vehicle, and we're pretty much good to go. So, dude, this is gonna look so freaking sick. I don't know what it is, but these lights have given me so much confidence, and we're gonna take this thing off-roading, and hopefully we don't get stuck, but we have the lights on. This thing looks like an off-road beast. We have the headlights, we have the lights, we have the cluster. Let's take it off-roading, man. Worst case scenario, we get stuck and I learn a lesson, but we're about to find out. But we do have this little thing right here that's going to hopefully get me unstuck if I do get stuck. But I just want a video and a picture of this going down a trail, so let's see if we can find a good place. All right, boys, we're in the first trail. This trail actually starts very easily. I guess you can see we're in the sand or the dirt. It starts very easily, but the further you go out, the harder this thing is going to get. and let's see if we get stuck or not. So far we're doing good, and we're just gonna keep riding. Dude, I'm out in the wilderness. I've never been out here whatsoever. The truck is doing perfectly fine. Check that out. But like I said again, I don't know if there's an exit out here. All right, I see an exit. This is where it gets really rough. So, yeah. Oh gosh, nothing but sugar sand. Sugar sand is probably the worst thing ever. Yeah, look, it's rough. It's rough. Oh gosh, this is bad. Can I get out? I can get out. Okay, this is gonna be rough. Well, there you have it. Safe to say this thing, the four-wheel drive or the 4x4 works perfectly fine on this truck. That was a blast. I was a little scared. I've never had a 4x4. I put it in 4 low and it came out that super easily. It's literally nothing but sugar sand. That's some of the worst terrain that you can go through. Nothing crazy, but it definitely made it out with no problem. So dude, yes, we have the lights, we have the cluster headlights. This thing is amazing. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. We're just gonna continue building this truck and it's gonna be a sick off-roader.
Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io.